So today is new bike day. I'm trading in my 2020 Tiger Rally Pro, which has been a great bike. It's a fantastic bike. Not trading it in because I don't like it. I'm trading it in for a 21 KTM 890 Adventure R. And the reason I'm doing that is the Tiger is awesome, but it's a little more road biased bike than what I'm looking for. And I'm kind of a KTM fan myself. I own two other KTMs, a 300 and a 450. But I found a 890R here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is about 60 miles away from where I live. So me and my wife are gonna go take the Tiger for a final drive, for us anyway, up to Santa Fe, pick up the KTM, and then we're gonna go do a dual sport ride. My wife's riding the Yamaha XT250 and I'll be on the 890R. Hopefully I'll give some insight to the differences between this 900 Rally Pro and the KTM. See you on the road. This is such a nice bike to ride. It's super comfortable. Has all the bells and whistles, of course. If I was doing some more like road touring, I would not sell this bike. But I never really get away from work for that long to do big long tours. I primarily ride on the dirt, so that's why we're gonna get a 890R. And I was lucky to find one. They're hard to find around here anyway. New Mexico, I found one. I had to put a deposit down on it immediately, and I'm gonna go up and grab it today. But yeah, anybody that's thinking about buying this 900 Rally Pro, it's a great bike. It's got a couple little things that I don't like. The fact that you can't change modes while you're driving. The fact that every time you turn the bike off, it goes back to road mode is kind of annoying. And the fact that it has 17-inch rear tire, just a little niggle for me, just because I have stacks of 18-inch, dirt bike tires that I would like to use. Oh, and the fact that they don't make a recluse clutch for it, because I think in my 890 I'm probably going to put the recluse clutch in that bike. I've had the auto clutch in a couple of my dirt bikes. I don't currently now, but I think I'm going to try it on this 890. And the seating position on this bike is a little funky for me. It's great for on the road, but when you're standing, the seat is so low, it's too low for me. And I have to, it's too big of a transition from seated to standing if you're doing off-road. It kind of feels like you're sitting in a bucket. For me, I'm 5'11", and the seat is actually in the high position. It's probably about an inch too low for me to be optimally comfortable. And there again, the 890 has a higher seat height, so that should help for me off-road. But like I said, on the street touring, this Tiger is, I would say it's probably a better bike than the 890. It's more comfortable, more wind protection, lower seats. It's a great bike. Oh, there's Santa Fe Harley Davidson right there. That was easy enough. And what's cool about this place is they're not open on Sundays, but if you're buying a bike, they make you an appointment to do the sale on Sunday. So I thought that was really awesome. That's super convenient for me because I work, I own my own business. It's hard for me to get away to do things like this. So they're like, oh yeah, if you're buying a bike, we'll meet you on Sunday. So you can't beat that. That's awesome. So we just picked up the 890R. Sweet looking bike. Looks like a typical KTM, Feels a lot smaller and a lot lighter than my Tiger, which I knew, but when you sit on it, it's like, yeah, it's definitely smaller, lighter bike. Bought it here at Santa Fe Harley Davidson. Great people, got me in and out of here in about 45 minutes. So if you're in Santa Fe or close to Santa Fe, New Mexico, you're looking for a KTM or a Harley, very good people to deal with. Easy, no drama. Feels like a toy compared to that Tiger, size-wise. Much firmer feel, like the suspension's firmer, the seat's firmer, but it's really truly amazing. It's only 30 pounds lighter than the Tiger, but it feels about 100 pounds lighter and just smaller, and the seat is taller, which is good for me. Bike is amazingly different than my Tiger 900. It's just crazy because they're competitors, same size motor, all that. This bike just feels totally like a dirt bike, tons smaller, tons lighter. The Triumph feels more refined, smoother, nicer. This feels like a glorified dirt bike, which is cool. That's what I wanted. So that'll fit the bill, but it really is quite amazing how different they feel. And this is the cleanest this bike will ever be. It'll never be this clean again. So I don't really know all the menus and settings for this bike yet. The tire pressure is ridiculously high. I lowered the tire pressure to 28 front and rear. And right now I have it on rally mode, throttle is on off-road, ABS is on off-road, and traction control looks like it's on slip number 6. So I assume that's like halfway. So yeah, we'll just check it out and see how it is. Something is rattling like crazy. I have no idea what it is. Guess it could be that. Those little things are kind of rattly. Yeah, this bike could get you in a lot of trouble because it feels small. It feels like you're on just a dirt bike, but you know, I'm sure if you crashed it, you would realize it's 470 pounds.
Cool.
Doing okay?
Yeah.
It's pretty good, huh?
Oh yeah. How's your bike?
it's crazy. Can get you in a lot of trouble. Because you can ride it aggressive and forget how big it is.
Yeah, that's why it's completely different than your Tiger.
Oh yeah, I mean it's night and day different. I don't even know how they compare them. I mean, except they had the same size motor. Completely different. Feels way smaller. Feels lower to the ground. Feels lighter.
It just feels like a moto bike.
It feels like a dirt bike. Yeah, yeah. A little more rocky now. Keep going, Renee. Hopefully I can go. Yeah, this bike, once I build this thing out the way I want it, it's going to be incredible. It's pretty incredible right now, actually. The front end feels super light, playful. Power delivery is great, and I don't even know if I'm in the right, like, optimal mode for what I'm riding, but it feels really good. Get some different handlebars on it, get some protection parts. Eventually get some different tires, but I'm gonna probably wear these out first. Jagged rock. Don't want to get a flat. Not out here. This bike just kind of begs you to ride aggressively, you know, get on the gas, slide it into corners. It just has that feel to it. So just give a couple thoughts on my comparison between this and the Tiger 900 Rally Pro. Like a lot of other reviewers have said, this bike is like you want to travel like 50 miles on the pavement to go 150 miles on the dirt, and the Tiger would be the exact opposite. This bike is not nearly as comfortable on the highway as the Tiger. The Tiger's got a more comfortable seat. The wind protection is way better. I mean, obviously this bike has almost no wind protection. And that was the biggest thing. It handles great on the street as far as how it handles, and the brakes of course are great. So there's no problem with that, but the wind protection it gets annoying, you know, at 75, 80 miles an hour, where the Tiger is much, much better. But when this thing hits dirt, then it's a whole nother ballgame. This bike is way more aggressive feeling, easier to ride in a dirt situation. It feels a ton smaller, a ton lighter. It just kind of begs you to ride it aggressively. You forget, this bike could definitely get you in trouble because you forget that you're on a big bike, because it does not feel big when you ride it on road. I mean on the dirt. So they're both awesome bikes. The Tiger's better if you're going to do long hauls, a lot of highway. It's definitely a better bike. This can be a lot more capable, a lot more fun if you're going to ride off-road, which I'm going to ride off-road. That's primarily what I do. So that's why I swapped bikes. Not that the Tiger's bad, because it's not. But this bike is going to be a lot of fun. Once we take the cat off of it and change the exhaust and, you know, do some other mods. I'm going to change the bars. I don't really like the bars that much. Maybe an intake, and that's all I know I'm going to do for now. I'm sure there'll be more, but it's a pretty awesome machine for sure. And there'll be more videos as I mod it and ride it. But I think I did 120 miles on it today, which I think about 50 of it was on double track dirt roads. So there'll be more to come.